Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, A Lovably Lazy Afternoon with By and Quote. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don and oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. There is a certain kind of afternoon that feels like it was created just for slowing down. The sunlight stretches lazily across the living room floor, warming the tiles into soft golden squares. The air is still, except for the gentle hum of a fan and the occasional sound of motorbikes passing outside. On afternoons like this, time seems to loosen its tight grip on the day. And right in the center of that warm sunlight lies By. By is not simply a dog in these moments. He is a small, fluffy guardian of peace, sprawled dramatically on his side, as if he has just completed an exhausting journey across mountains and valleys. Though in reality, his greatest expedition was walking from his bed to the sunny spot by the window. His paws twitch slightly as he dreams. Perhaps he is chasing imaginary butterflies. Perhaps he is heroically defending the house from a very suspicious-looking leaf. His ears flick whenever a distant sound reaches him, but he never fully wakes up. The afternoon is too gentle to interrupt. I sit nearby with a book resting open on my lap, though I've read the same paragraph 3 times. It's impossible not to glance at him every few seconds. There's something deeply comforting about watching By sleep. His steady breathing, the soft rise and fall of his tiny chest, feels like a reminder that not every moment has to be productive. Not every second must be filled with noise. Sometimes he lets out the smallest sigh, as if he is telling the world, everything is okay. And in that quiet living room, everything truly is. After a while, he stretches dramatically, front paws reaching forward, back legs extending, tail giving a lazy wag. He opens one eye and looks at me as if to check whether the world is still safe. When he sees me smiling at him, his tail thumps once against the floor. That simple gesture feels like a silent conversation. I'm here, I tell him softly. His tail thumps again. He doesn't need grand adventures or constant excitement. A warm floor, a familiar voice, and a peaceful home are enough. Watching him, I begin to realize how often I rush through my own afternoons, chasing tasks and worrying about tomorrow. Yet By seems to understand something I often forget, that sometimes the most beautiful moments are the quiet ones. Soon, he rolls onto his back, exposing his fluffy belly in complete trust. I laugh and gently rub his tummy. His legs kick in the air in pure delight, and his lazy afternoon transforms into a small celebration of affection. There is no hurry. No pressure, just warmth, sunlight, and love. An hour later, By decides that being lazy does not mean being entirely inactive. With sudden enthusiasm, he jumps up and stretches again, this time with more purpose. His tail begins its energetic rhythm, and I know that look in his eyes. It is time for a big adventure. The adventure, of course, is simply walking to the kitchen. He trots proudly beside me as if we are explorers charting unknown territory. Every step is taken with excitement. He pauses dramatically to sniff the air. He inspects the corner of the hallway as though it might be hiding secrets. He tilts his head at the refrigerator hum, suspicious but brave. I kneel down and whisper, "Are you protecting me?" His ears perk up instantly. He gives a small bark, soft, polite, but full of confidence. Yes, he is protecting me. I pour myself a glass of water, and he sits obediently, gazing up with hopeful eyes. Not demanding, not impatient, just quietly hopeful. I hand him a small treat, and his joy is immediate and genuine. He doesn't question whether he deserves it. He simply accepts happiness when it arrives. Back in the living room, he brings his favorite toy, a slightly worn plush duck that has clearly survived many heroic battles. He drops it at my feet and looks up expectantly. I pick it up and toss it gently across the room. He runs after it as if it is the most important mission of his life. His paws slide slightly on the floor, and he skids to a playful stop before triumphantly capturing his prize. He shakes it fiercely, then trots back with pride glowing in his eyes. We repeat this simple game again and again. To anyone else, it might look ordinary. But to us, it feels like shared laughter without words. It feels like partnership. Between throws, he pauses to sit beside me. His body leans against my leg, warm and steady. That quiet contact says more than any sentence could. It says, "I choose to be here with you." As the afternoon continues, Bai gradually returns to his lazy mode. He curls up beside the sofa, but this time closer to me than before. One paw rests lightly against my foot, as if to maintain a physical reminder of our connection. I realize something important in that moment. Bai does not measure the value of his day by how much he accomplishes. He measures it by how much love he experiences and gives. And by that measure, this afternoon is incredibly successful. As the sunlight slowly fades and the golden squares on the floor turn into soft gray shadows, Bai wakes once more. He stretches, yawns widely, and walks toward me with slow, deliberate steps. He places his head on my lap. There is no demand in his eyes, no urgency, only quiet presence. I stroke his fur gently, feeling the softness between my fingers. In that simple act, I feel my own heartbeat slow down. The stress I carried earlier in the day, the unfinished tasks, the unanswered messages, the small worries, begins to loosen its grip. Bai doesn't know about deadlines. He doesn't understand the concept of productivity. Yet he understands something deeper, connection. He understands loyalty without conditions. He understands joy without complication. He understands rest without guilt. As evening approaches, I reflect on how much this lazy afternoon has actually given me. It has given me calm. It has given me laughter. It has given me perspective. Living with Bai has taught me that animals are not just companions. They are teachers in quiet forms. They show us how to be present. They remind us that affection does not need to be earned through achievement. They demonstrate that trust is built through consistency and kindness. In a world where humans often move too quickly, chasing success and comparing ourselves to others, animals like Bai live with a simplicity that holds profound wisdom. He does not judge. He does not hold grudges. He does not overthink yesterday or fear tomorrow. He simply loves. And in loving him back, feeding him, playing with him, caring for his health, protecting his comfort, I learn responsibility and empathy. Our relationship is not one-sided. It is a gentle exchange of care. I provide safety and guidance. He provides warmth and emotional support. Together, we create a small ecosystem of mutual respect. When I look at Bai curled peacefully beside me at the end of the day, I understand that a lazy afternoon is never truly lazy. It is a space where hearts recharge. It is where connection grows quietly but strongly. In today's fast-paced world, we can apply Bai's lessons in meaningful ways. First, allow yourself moments of rest without guilt. Just as Bai confidently naps in the sunlight, we too deserve time to pause and breathe. Second, express affection openly. A simple hug, a kind word, or a gentle touch can strengthen relationships in powerful ways. Third, treat animals with compassion and responsibility. They rely on us for care, and in return they offer unconditional love that enriches our lives. If we approach life with a little more patience, a little more presence, and a little more kindness toward both people and animals, we create homes filled with warmth rather than tension. We build communities grounded in empathy rather than competition. Bai's lazy afternoon reminds me that happiness is not always found in grand achievements. Sometimes, it lies in a warm patch of sunlight, a shared game of fetch, and the quiet comfort of knowing that you are loved exactly as you are. And perhaps that is the most beautiful value of all.